What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another exciting episode of mine. A different look here for our intro. We're just kind of kicking it around this week, and we're like, hey, what the heck? Let's all be on the intro. What's up, Damo? What's up, Dave? We got a lot to talk about this week, actually. How about LeBron getting ejected for the first time ever in his 15 NBA career the other night? Wow, a lot of stuff to cover. Eli goes to the bench for Gino. That's crazy. There's a lot more to talk about, so here we go. We only got a little bit of time. Actually, we're going to take as much time as we want to because we are the mind. Here we go. All right, let's jump straight into it with some college football. What a crazy week last week. Miami goes down to Pittsburgh. They lost to Pittsburgh. Alabama lost to Auburn in the Iron Bowl. It's just nuts. So let's look at the top four right quick after that crazy exciting weekend of the final regular season of college football last week. You got number one, Clemson. Number two, Auburn. They jumped up after beating Alabama. Number three, Oklahoma. And number four, still undefeated, Wisconsin. Now, this upcoming week, we got some big marquee matchups in the conference championship games. We begin things on Friday night with Stanford versus USC for the Pac-12 championship. Unless some crazy mess happens, neither of these teams in the Pac-12 does not look like it will be represented this year in the college playoff. Let's move on to Saturday. You got Auburn, the big one, the SEC championship game down in Atlanta. Auburn versus Georgia. This is a rematch from previous matchup in the year where Auburn actually beat Georgia. And this game right here holds a lot of keys when it comes to the Final Four for the college football playoff. If Auburn loses to Georgia, Georgia, obviously the winner of this game gets in. That's obvious. But the ramifications of this game, if Georgia wins and Ohio State loses, or Wisconsin or Ohio State beats Wisconsin, does Alabama jump back up into the top four? It's going to be a crazy weekend in regards to these championship games, which in theory is almost like an extended playoff. A lot of people want to extend the playoffs to 8 teams, but then that will diminish the meaning of your conference championship games. You might as well not have them if you're going to have 8 teams in and put everybody in the playoffs. So this theoretically, in a way, is the playoff because you got Clemson, number one in the college rankings right now versus number 7 Miami, who just lost their first match, or their first loss of the year was last week against Pitt, like I stated previously. The winner of this game, I don't think it matters. The winner of this game will be in your college playoff. I'm going to take Clemson. I think Clemson will win by something's telling me that Miami's going to come out and kick some butt. I see it happening. I think the turnover chain might be out a lot. I think it'll either be a really close game and Miami squeaks it out, or Clemson's going to blow them out. It's not going to be. It's going to be one of those two ways. Only two options when it comes to that game. Ohio State versus Wisconsin, also a marquee matchup when it comes to the top four for the college football. Wisconsin wins, obviously they're still in. But if Ohio State wins, a 2-loss team in Ohio State ranked number 8 now, they jump up and get into that top 4 of this. And then you got Oklahoma versus TCU. All Oklahoma has to do is win and they're in. But will TCU pull out the upset? They're ranked number 11. And then if they win, is there argument for TCU getting in? So I'm looking at it like this. I'm going to assume Miami wins the game. So I'm going to look at Miami in. I'm going to bet my money on Auburn this week. That's Auburn in. That's 2 spots. Now you got Oklahoma and Wisconsin left. I think Ohio State beats Wisconsin. And also, I think Oklahoma's going to win. So Oklahoma's in, so you got 3 in. Now that 4th spot. Who gets that 4th spot? Is it Alabama or is it Ohio State? It's going to be one of those two. I think they'll put Alabama in just because they're Alabama. But then again, a lot of people say, well, they're going to put Ohio State in this because they're in Ohio State. So stay tuned this week, and that's the only way we're going to find out. If it's watching this week, and it's going to be an exciting weekend, and we're going to know the top 4. And then after the New Year's, after like a whole month without the college football well, actually December we start the bowl games. A whole month of college football is gonna be great. But then you get into the new year with your New Year six bowls, and then also your New Year after New Year we get your national championship playoffs and all that. So it's a really exciting time of the year. And here after this, we're going to show you the top 20, the final top 25 for the regular season in college football. And here it is, your final regular season top 25 in college football. All right, now that we talk about some college football, let's talk about some college basketball real quick because it's still early in the season, and we had some big tournaments go on this past week. The PK tournament, Phil Knight tournament. Michigan State won part of the bracket, and Duke won part of the bracket. Blah. Either way, man, college basketball looks like it's going to be very exciting this year. Right now, your number one team ranked in the nation is that school from Durham, and right now it is a unanimous number one spot for that school from Durham, Puke. I mean, okay, I'll call them Duke, whatever, it's okay. And Kansas, Michigan State, Villanova, and Notre Dame rounding out your top five. But Michigan State, they're sitting at number 3, looking very strong this year so far. Just beat the heck out of Notre Dame in the ACC Big Ten Challenge, and also they beat Carolina in the PK tournament by a large margin. Right now, Carolina, for all the Tar Heel fans, are ranked number 13, but they just had a good win against Michigan last night. And after we get done this little segment right here, we're going to have a couple seconds to look at your college top 25. And as the season progresses more, we'll get more in depth once the conference play starts for all the teams and all that good stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. And here's your top 25 for college basketball. And here's a look at your top 25 in college Division I basketball. All right, let's take a really quick look at the NBA. It's, once again, just like college basketball, it's still a very young season, but we have some exciting stuff going on. It's like, did you know, ever since LeBron put out the Arthur hand meme and said mood, they are 11-1, so obviously someone made LeBron mad. And speaking of making LeBron mad, and for the first time in his 15-year career, LeBron James got ejected from the game. Went up for, I think it was a dunk, got fouled. Well, it wasn't called a foul. He got mad. He started yelling at the ref. And as a, pretty much, lifelong, well, not a lifelong LeBron fan, but I've been a big LeBron fan ever since he's, come about, back into high school with a picture. Like, hey, I'm going to like that guy. That's going to be my favorite player. I think he was warranted for getting ejected. I think it was right. I mean, he was yelling at the ref. You just can't do that. But at the same time, I also think him doing that was a good thing, not only for his team, but also himself. LeBron always kind of takes, he says, the high road when it comes to, confrontation and stuff like that. So I think it showed a lot of intensity for him. Really, you do not want a pissed off LeBron. It's kind of like a pissed off Jordan. You really just don't want it. He's hard enough to guard already. But anyway, moving on from that, Boston, they're still first in the division. Houston, first in the Eastern Conference. And Houston, like Boston East, is in the lead in the West above Golden State, who have already lost 6 games. That's kind of normal for teams, but, based off their last couple years, 6 games is kind of a lot for them already. And, I'm not mad at it. So yeah, that's just a quick look at your NBA. And join us next week when we go in depth about the rookies we talked about on the NBA preview show. We're going to take a look at all the top picks. Lonzo Ball is. How do you think he's doing? Is he bust or not? Too early to tell, in my opinion. So we're going to take a look at all the rookies, get more in depth about that. And yeah, that's your little NBA update. NBA. All right, and before we get into the NFL, talking about what happened last week and more stuff in the NFL, let's take a look at some other sports news. Hey everybody, guess who's back? Tiger Woods is back, y'all. And it's awesome. It's not only is it just good for Tiger, I love to see him back out there with all his problems had over the last few years, but it's also great for the game of golf. Myself, I do like golf, so I know a couple, not a big, huge fan or a fanatic or anything like that when it comes to like football or basketball, but I'm a casual fan. I like Ricky Fowler, a couple of the other guys. But if you go to anybody in the world and you ask them, hey, name one golfer, I guarantee you 99% of those people will say Tiger Woods. He's just not a golf celebrity. He's just a superstar when it comes to he's just almost like Michael Jordan. Guys like that, Kobe, Shaq, people just recognize him. He's recognizable around the world, and it's good for him. It's good for the game of golf. And as of today, he is actually in fourth place, -7, 4 shots back from the leader, who is at -12. And that is good, once again, for the game of golf and for Tiger Woods. Other sports news today, Jimbo Fisher has decided to leave Florida State and go coach at Texas A&M. Other sports news, the World Cup draw was also today for 32 teams in the World Cup. That's a soccer that happens every 4 years. This year it's happening in Russia. Unfortunately, the United States is not in it this year due to, they were kind of bad. So hopefully we're good. Hey, but we win the women's. So at least we got that. That's pretty good. They play in 2 years. That World Cup's in 2 years. And also in other sports news, the Olympics are coming up here in a couple months, and some of the trials are going on TV right now. And curling is always on. If you've never watched curling, check it out. It's pretty, it's kind of interesting to watch if you're not, football on or anything like that. So that's some of your other sports news. Oh, one more thing in the sports world or other sports world in WWE, Matt Hardy is not broke, but he's woke. Woken Matt Hardy is here. Delete, delete, delete. It should be interesting and it should be fun. I'm very, very much looking forward to seeing woken Matt Hardy in the WWE. All right, and before we get to the standings and the playoff picture, let's talk about some quick hits and news updates in the NFL. We're going to get to the big one. You all know which one I'm talking about. Pause. Here in a few seconds, but some other news in the NFL. Josh Gordon is back. Everybody, he is back. He will be playing this week against the Chargers, and the Browns coach said that he will be playing a lot. And from what we all remember when he was playing and actually playing every week and not suspended for a year and a half, or 8 years, I think it's been, he was really, really good. So I'm really looking forward to coming back. Matter of fact, I picked him up on a couple of my fantasies. And as a future look into the show, he is in your fantasy pickups for this week. I'm expecting him to be the leading target. Him and Coleman. Now, you get a quarterback with those two receivers and the young defense they got. Maybe the Browns can do something. I know that sounds crazy, but hey, you never know. Also, this week in the NFL, everybody saw it. Excuse me, I'm going to mispronounce his name. I already know it. But Khalid Talib. Is that how you say it, T? Khalid Atib? Something like that?
Aqib Talib?
Yeah, Aqib Talib. Aqib Talib. All right. Either way, I can't pronounce it. Him and Michael Crabtree, they were beating each other up. They were fighting. He snatched his chain off again. Which is kind of funny to me because Crabtree, he probably does that. He probably just wore his chain again to be petty. And he actually taped it to himself. So why even, if you're going to tape it to yourself, you might as well not wear it. But heck, if you got millions and want to wear your chain on there, heck, be my guest. Wear what you want to wear. And they were throwing some pretty good punches. I'm kind of upset none of them landed. That would be pretty interesting to see. They both got suspended 2 games. They both appealed, and they both got dropped to 1 game from each player. Also, obviously the big elephant in the room, Eli Manning got benched. in other sense for Geno Smith and Davis, who they drafted, Davis Webb, who they drafted this year in the draft. And they actually asked Eli if he wanted to start. Gave him a start, but hey, if you start, we're also going to take you out. But Eli being Eli, he declined that, which is kind of good because he didn't want to tarnish the streak. Those who don't know, he has had 210 consecutive starts as of last week, second only to Brett Favre, and he just beat his brother a couple weeks back to go ahead of his brother in most consecutive games started. So to not attain his record, he declined to start. So now we got Geno Smith and Davis Webb there for the Giants, and I'm actually, believe it or not, I like Geno Smith a lot, but he's not better than Eli. And how can you do that to a two-time MVP of the Super Bowl? And he beat the Patriots each time. I'm like, he's the Brady killer. How can you do that to Tom Terrific's only person that can beat him, his kryptonite? Like, how do you do that? It's just, I just can't think of how that talk went, and we'll see. I think he has played his last game for the Giants. Talking with a couple of friends of mine, here's what we came up with. I think he might be a Jet next year. Buddy of mine thinks he'll be a Redskin next year. A buddy of mine thinks he'll be in Jacksonville next year with Tom Coughlin down there, so strong ties to that. Also, Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Tavell says Cleveland. I don't think it will be Cleveland. I don't think he would go there to do that. But then again, there was a report out a couple weeks ago. I saw it on ESPN where the Browns were considering offering Peyton Manning some kind of role into like their GM type of deal. So hey, you never know. The Manning brothers there in Cleveland, I was just talking about being good with a quarterback. Hey, that'd be wow. Cleveland didn't think about that. Not bad. And you got like Denver out there. Does he pull a Peyton Manning and an Eli Manning, go to Denver and get them back into the playoffs and with consistent quarterback play? Also, the whole Redskins thing would be interesting because Kirk Cousins is coming up on. He's going to be a free agent. Maybe Kirk Cousins goes to the Giants. That's what my cousin told me. That's what that he thinks might happen. And can you imagine Kirk Cousins throwing the ball to Odell and all the wrestling receivers? Might be kind of dangerous, but then again, it is Kirk Cousins we're talking about. So yeah, on to the standings. The Eagles still in first place in the NFC. Right now, your wild card teams are the Falcons and the Panthers in the wild card. Out west, in the NFC, that playoff or that wild card spot is tight. The Cowboys just won, so they're at 6-6. They're only a game technically out now, but it's 2 because they lost to the Falcons. Let's see, let's quick look here. Seattle and Detroit are at your 7-8 spot, and Seattle plays the Eagles this week. So that's going to be a very interesting matchup. I know a lot of people think the Eagles are real. I think they're a real team. I think they're the real deal. I think they can go all the way to the Super Bowl. But this will be a tough matchup for them, I think, going out west to play them. All right, now on to the AFC. Pittsburgh's your number 1 seed right now, and your final 2 wildcard spots are the Jaguars and the Baltimore Ravens, with Buffalo and Cincinnati sitting out there at 6 and 7. The AFC this year kind of down, NFC kind of up. I definitely think right now Pittsburgh is a team coming out. Like last week, I think they're a team coming out of the AFC. But right now, I'm going to have to stick with probably the Eagles coming out of the NFC. But I think the Panthers are heating up, folks, and so are the Falcons and some other teams. So it's going to be a good playoff race. I'm excited to see it happen, and we'll update you next week when it comes to the NFL segment. So yeah, you'll get your standings again next week. And here are your top 5 scores for Week 12. Julio Jones, wide receiver, Atlanta Falcons, had a big game. He had 1 rush for 15 yards. He had 12 catches for 253 yards and 2 touchdown catches, including 1 from Mohamed Sanu, a wide receiver. And he got 50 fantasy football points. Antonio Brown, 10 catches, 169 yards, and 2 touchdowns, totaling 40 fantasy football points. Alvin Kamara, running back of New Orleans Saints, had 5 catches, 87 yards, a touchdown. He also had 6 catches, 101 receiving yards, and another touchdown to get 36 fantasy football points. Keenan Allen, wide receiver of the Los Angeles Chargers, had 11 catches, 172 yards, and a touchdown, getting 34 fantasy football points. Robbie Anderson, wide receiver of the Jets, had 6 catches, 146 yards, and 2 touchdowns to get 32 fantasy football points. And those are your Week 12 top 5 scores. Here are your top 5 pickups for this week. Case Keenum, quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings, is only owned in 36% of all leagues. He's having big numbers this year with Stephon Diggs and all the other receivers, including the tight end Rudolph. They're having actually great fantasy football numbers year when it comes to a total team. So Case Keenum, if you can pick him up, you should do that. Rex Burkhead, running back of New England Patriots, having big games back-to-back, scoring touchdowns in each. He's only owned in 44% of all leagues, so if you can pick him up there, you should probably do that. Jaquiz Rodgers, running back of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Doug Martin's a bit banged up, so they're going to look to get him the ball more how he did the first couple weeks of the year when Doug Martin was suspended. So look for the same kind of production the next couple weeks he had during those weeks. Josh Gordon, he's finally back off the suspension. He's going to play this week against the Chargers. He's only owned in 33% of all leagues. He's been suspended the last couple of years, it seems like, due to his off-field issues. He's coming back, and before he left, he was a great wide receiver, especially in fantasy aspect. So pick him up if you can. Last player, Martavis Bryant, wide receiver, Pittsburgh Steelers, are only owned in 40% of all leagues. He was a high draft pick for a lot of people. Then all the crazy off-field and in the locker room issues that they had, the team and him, the debate and everything like that, his fantasy value kind of went nowhere. He was a nobody in fantasy. He's been having a couple good weeks here back-to-back with Juju hurt for the last couple of games. So if you can pick him up, you should do that, and you should put him in the starting lineup this week. And here are your top 5 matchups for this week. Le'Veon Bell, running back of the Pittsburgh Steelers, is going against the Cincinnati Bengals this week. The Bengals are giving up huge numbers and run. Le'Veon Bell is having what I kind of consider a little bit of a down year. Even though he's having a really, really good year, I would expect a little bit more out of him when it comes to fantasy numbers. But expecting him to bounce back this week, put up big numbers against Cincinnati. Juwan Howard, running back of the Chicago Bears, going against the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers, one of the worst defenses in the league. They're a very young, exciting defense, but throughout the game, they give up numbers to running backs when it comes to fantasy. And he's having a really under-the-radar quite of year this year, Howard is. That must be someone calling him for the squad up thing. We'll have to call them back later. That's okay. So, Juwan Howard against the San Francisco 49ers. And here's a surprise one for you. Tyrod Taylor against the New England Patriots. They're playing in Buffalo. Taylor had a good week last week, coming back from off the bench. And the Patriots are the worst pass defense in the league statistically. So look for Tyrod Taylor to put up big numbers against the Patriots. Philip Rivers going against Cleveland this week. Rivers just lit up the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Ate their turkey leg and everything. It was terrible, and he did really, really great. So I'm expecting him to do the same thing this week against the Cleveland Browns. Adam Thielen, receiver of the Minnesota Vikings, going against the Atlanta Falcons this week. A lot of the focus will be on Stephon Diggs as he's number 1 wide receiver, but look for Adam Thielen to have big games just like he always does. So if you have him, put him in your lineup this week. And those are 5 matchups you should play. All right, and welcome back to another edition of Squad Up. We are joined today by James Dean, Jimmy James himself, Ike Juice. What's going on there up in Jersey? There, Jimmy James. Saw, dude.
Ike Juice.
Ike Juice, sipping on the Ike Juice. All right, you watch the show, so you know how it works. I'm going to give you a couple questions, and then we're going to let you go back to the Ike Juice. First question.
Big buddy.
First question. I know the answer to this. The rest of the world does. Well, they probably do too. But What is your favorite NFL football team?
Gotta go with the Birds, them Philly Birds.
Philly Birds. Philly Birds.
Boys
What?
of South Philly.
South Philly. South Philly represent.
Fly, baby.
What is the reasoning behind you liking them E-Gals?
Oh, the Birds?
The Birds.
Big Jack, Pop, man. It all goes back to the beginning, man. Them Philly Birds.
All right, Pop family influence there. All right, so we all know we all know in the world, because every Eagles fan in the world is coming out and letting us know y'all are having an excellent year. You're sitting at 10-1. You got the Seahawks on Sunday Night Football. What is your take on that game?
Seahawks. I believe right now the Eagles are 6-point favorite, believe it or not, in Seattle. They're missing two of the Legion of Boom. This seems to be the year where everyone's, getting hurt, and it's falling into place for Philadelphia. I don't care. We'll take it how we can get it. And I think Carson Wentz throws 2 touchdowns. I think we get a rushing touchdown. We're going to continue scoring more than 20 points. If I have to put points on the board, I think the Eagles will win this game 28-20.
28-20. That's a close game there. I'm not giving Seattle.
I think Russell Wilson has a shot of making some magic at home. I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles beat them by double digits, but I think a safe guess would be the 28-20 mark.
28-20 mark. Not bad. You got your remaining schedule. Of course, you got Dallas week 17. You got Seattle this week. I'm not sure the other 2 games. The toughest game.
I can tell you the schedule right now is Seattle away, Los Angeles away, the New York Giants, as Mike Collette likes to say, the New York Football Giants away in New Jersey. Then we got the Raiders on Christmas night in South Philly. Merry Christmas to the Philadelphia Eagles fans. And then, to end the season, we got Dallas.
Well, you know what? Everyone knows I'm a Dallas and Panther fan. I'm agreeing with you with the Dallas part on that, because we're playing like
Your boy Butcher last night had an 83-yard up the middle
punt return. And he's a Carolina kid, too, so shout out to him.
All
right.
Hey, man, I'll tell you what. Him and Matt Collins are going to be big. Give it 5 years.
And I'm looking at Switzer maybe taking over Cole Beasley's role next year. I'm going to give you 2 more questions. Then I'm going to let you go. Maybe 3. We'll see how this goes.
Hey, man, I'll tell you what. I'm having fun with this. I'm just chilling out, drinking some Keselowski Killers. So let's shoot away, brother.
All right, sounds good. In that case, here we go. All right. You got your dream job. You are the GM of your. You're a porn star minus the mustache. With the stash. Got to have a stash. You're the GM of the Philadelphia Eagles at the end of the year. We won't say you win or lose the Super Bowl. We'll just say you had a good year. Say the season ended the day the way it does. What do you change to improve your team, if anything, or what changes do you make to make you better?
As I know the question was going to be for watching the show. This is a difficult one because, to be honest, Howie Roseman has been an absolute genius. I think, what changes would I make, or who would I draft? What was the question?
Yeah, go with, we'll start with if you would make a change.
If I was to make a change, what I would try to do is I wouldn't lowball Alshon Jeffrey, but he seems to be happy in Philadelphia. I would try to get a fair market deal with him. And definitely re-sign Alshon because he takes a lot of heat off of, Ertz and Aguilar. Aguilar's having a huge bounce-back year. Ertz, this is the year he finally is getting, Philly fans have been waiting for that breakout year. This is that breakout year, and I really think that Alshon has a big deal with that. You know what I mean? So if we can get Alshon Jeffrey signed for the future, I would really like that for a good price. But ultimately, which is in the works, is Brandon Graham. Because if we get Brandon Graham signed, our first starting defensive line would be signed until past 2020. Because we already signed Timmy Jernigan, Fletcher Cox, and Vinny Curry.
And that's
we got Derek Barnett.
That's a
last
scary.
year.
That's an already scary defense line. All right, I'm glad you mentioned Alshon Jeffries there. I would definitely keep him around if I was you guys too. I would try to give him out, a kind of a hometown price, as you mentioned. Wouldn't overpay for him because he does have some injury issues here and there. But yes, him being there has opened up so much for Aguilar. Then moving him to the slot. We talked about it at the beginning of the year before the season started. Was absolutely awesome for you guys. If I say I'm a GM of the Eagles, what I'm going to do is in the offseason, I know Torrey Smith does it here and there, but he's getting a little bit older. I'm going to try to get a guy that just takes the top off the defense for Alshon and Ertz and Aguilar underneath. I'm going to get me a fast guy. I'm going to go get me a Ted Ginn type of guy. So Wentz can just drop back and just bomb it two or three times a game.
Your UNC product, Mac Hollins, actually has, I believe, possibly the longest touchdown for all the wide receiving core. And he plays, I'm talking maybe 15% of the snaps, like nothing. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to dispose of Torrey Smith. Unfortunately, he really is non-existent. He's had a couple touchdowns, but he's just non-existent. I think Mac Hollins is going to get a bigger role next year. We're going to free up some money. I do like Torrey Smith. I like what he does on and off the field. He's almost non-existent. Get rid of dead weight and use what you got on the roster. So we do have some players that aren't exactly starting right now that I think can fulfill that burner role. But we don't have any draft picks next year. We have a first, and I believe 2 fourths.
Yep.
Because I'm not mad at what we got for our picks.
Yeah, you got Wentz.
Jay Ajayi, we got Wentz, we got Timmy Jernigan. I'll take that.
Yeah.
For starters.
And then the Mac Hollins thing, I think that was matter of fact, I texted you when they drafted him. Still,
you informed me of this guy.
This guy is really, really good. Okay. Who are you taking in the first round? You only got like 1 or 2 picks in the draft anyway. Who you taking in the first round? What position?
That's a tough one.
Corner?
The Eagles excelled in corner. We got plenty of corners. We got Darby. We got Sidney Jones, who hasn't even stepped on the field yet. Rasul Douglas has stepped up his play. I believe he was a 4th rounder last year. He's kicking ass. Our corner depth is actually really good. I think what we need is some depth at the linebacker position. I would love to get a thumper, even though in today's day and age, and especially Jim Schwartz's defense, not big in blitzing. We need, he likes a side-to-side fast type. We got Michael Kendricks, but I would really like to get that thumper. You know what I mean? I believe the Niners drafted that boy from Alabama last year.
Yeah, Reuben Foster.
I'd love to get a Reuben Foster thumper, game-changing tackling machine.
Get you a healthy Sean Lee, and you'll be good to go.
I don't want a Sean Lee. I want a Kuechly.
Luke, yes, he is the man.
Yeah. I think we can use some depth at linebacker. So even if we got a linebacker late, because I do expect us to make a super run, if we get the 32nd pick, you see what I did there? 32nd pick.
32nd. So you're Super Bowl champs.
Yeah. So I see us. I can definitely see us taking the linebacker, and he doesn't need to start next year.
Right. All right. A couple more things for you. I know we're shooting the breeze. I'm going to get your take on one thing. Before I say that, I will say, I noticed you did say, you brought it up, you said the 32nd pick, that means you would be Super Bowl champions. And you know how I feel about the Philadelphia Eagles. You know this. But right now, I got you in Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl.
I think that's where you're wrong. I mean, Tom's terrific. You can't go against the GOAT. I know their defense is pretty back there in the ranks, but I think when you got number 12 behind center,
can't go wrong with Tom Terrific.
You got that man under the hood.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. There you got fucking Darth Vader and.
Pennsylvania, but I really, honestly, God, I can see a rematch of the Super Bowl. But this time, we're gonna get a parade down Broad Street.
There you go. Real quick, it has nothing to do with your team, any of my teams, but I was asking a lot of people their opinion. What do you think about this whole Eli thing? And then we'll let you go.
Ultimately, it's absolute disrespect, and that's coming from an Eagles fan. I actually hate the Giants more than I hate the Cowboys. I think it's an absolute disrespect, not only to a Hall of Fame pedigree family name, but a guy that's gotten you 2 Super Bowl rings, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, and you know what I mean. You got 5 games. Everyone sees what you're doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not hiding nothing. Everyone knows what you're doing. You're tanking. That's what you're doing. You're tanking.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. I think Eli handled himself as like a class act, and he said, "No, I'm going to reverse my streak. I'm not worried about the streak." But I believe you'll see him in a different uniform next year.
Right. Good.
Mark my words, and you got it on the record. If the Giants are smart, they would pay up and buy Kirk Cousins.
Yes, I was actually just talking to God dang, what's his name, Ziggy, on the phone earlier tonight about that. Everybody I talked to said they went about it the wrong way, and I totally agree with that. But in this situation, what's the right way to go about doing it? How would you have done it?
Honestly,
let them play the year out?
Right. Yeah, think about it. Eli does not have his left tackle's a turnstile. The running game has been non-existent for years. All their wide receivers got hurt in one game. You know, this year was their year to just, you know, it was their down year. You play it out. You play to win the game. You know, I understand it's late in the season and it's done. So I guess in their minds, let's get a draft pick. But when you got a Hall of Famer, and I say Hall of Famer, every bit of it. When you got a Hall of Famer like Eli Manning, you let the man do his job and you let him command his troops. You know, let him play.
Yeah, I agree with you all the way on that. That really is a lose-lose situation for the Giants there.
I mean, I don't see how much better, or in the ways of losing games, Eli Manning, Geno Smith, honest to God, just that team is depleted right now. They're going to lose out.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why the Giants did it, but the same way, you just don't bench an Eli Manning. Maybe this is like a Carson Palmer type of deal. Or, Carson, no disrespect to Carson, he's a great, well, I want to say great quarterback, good quarterback for a long time, but it's just different. He's not Eli Manning.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as me and you would love to, we love to hate it. The man won 2 Super Bowls.
You sure
you don't bench a Hall of Famer. I don't
care.
Do it. The team's depleted. It is what it is. I believe that coach is an absolute joke. But and I'm ashamed of I believe it's the Mara family for allowing this guy to do.
Yeah, he should have been fired weeks ago when he lost the locker room. That's my opinion on that.
That's not what they do. They're a historic football family. They don't do that, and they actually threw that out there that his job might be on the line before the season's end.
Oh yeah,
would be shocking, but not shocking.
Yeah, I think he's out of there. I think Eli's out of there. You know what? I think we're going to wrap it up with that. I appreciate you very much for coming on the show tonight, and we'll get you on. We'll get you on playoff time when we do our little playoff show where you can talk about your Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles a little bit more.
Absolutely, always a pleasure. Go Birds, fly will fly, and hopefully we'll be playing late in the season. Let's go to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and get that parade down Broad Street.
Well, there you go. Hey, brother, you have a good time sipping that Ike juice.
You know, I be sipping that Ike juice.
All right, man. Hey, we'll catch you next time, and thank you for joining us on Squad Up.
Squad Up.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Weekly Picks. Once again, I am joined by Cul-de-sac Face and
the champ.
Yeah.
Yeah, the champ. I'm telling you. He's got the belt right there to prove it. He's a champ.
He ain't shit.
He proved it. He
beat me last week. We had the same record. But he beat me on points in the Monday night game, so fair is fair. He won. Dad, a.k.a. Old Money, a.k.a. Old Pops Face. Who's our first game this week?
All right, we got the Chefs at the Airplanes.
At the Airplanes, so that would be the Jets. All right, I am going to take the Jets. Jets. Chiefs are on a downward spiral. They'll probably end up winning the game, but I'm going to take the Jets anyway and win over the Chefs.
Okay, the Chefs will win. They're going to get back on track. My man Alex Smith is going to get the ball rolling again, and they're going to win some games to make the playoffs. What you got, Devo?
Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs also, man.
All right, my man.
Yeah. Chiefs.
All right. Yes, y'all crazy.
All right. All right. We got the Patriots at the Bills, the classic AFC East right there.
False champ over there.
All right, Champ, what you got? Champ!
I'm going with the Pats on this one, man. I think Tom Brady's on the roll. Ever since, I think, week 4 when they had, the second to worst defense in the league, and now they are averaging the least amount of points, or offense are averaging the least amount of points on them. So they definitely made some changes, man. They're on the roll. I'm going Pats on this.
I'm going to go Pats too. Patriots will win the game. The Bills just, they won't beat them. It's as simple as that.
I think it will be closer than what you guys think, but I'm going to. I really, really want to take the Bills, but I'm not going to do it. But they win, I will not be all the way surprised. But Tom's terrific over the Bills.
All right, we got the Broncos at the Dolphins. What you got, Nello?
I'm going to go with the everybody's favorite mammal of the ocean, the Miami Dolphins.
Okay, I think Matt Moore is going to play this game.
Nah, Jay Cutler's there.
Oh, is he? Okay, I'm going to take the Dolphins too. Broncos are in free fall, man. Free fall.
I think that Broncos defense get back on track. So I'm going Broncos.
All right.
Yeah, defense, but who's their quarterback? Simeon again? Good luck with that.
All right. We got them there 49ers at them there the Bears.
Oh, my goodness. The 49ers and Bears are like the combined record is like 3-20. Jimmy G starts this week for the 49ers, but they're playing in Chicago.
He ain't going.
Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo's playing.
Is
starting, yes.
he? He is starting? Okay.
Yeah, this is such a...
I got to go with the Bears, though. I'm going with the Bears. They're playing at home. And my boy from North Carolina, Mitch, will win the game for the Bears.
I'm really stuck here. I really have no idea who to pick.
I'm going Bears.
Sucks. Bears.
We're going Bears. Champ's going Bears.
You know what? Let's make it easy. I'll go the Bears.
The Bears.
You gotta go. You gotta say the Bears.
The Bears.
There we go.
It's your Nets. That was awesome.
Recording.
Oh, we're recording.
All right,
Okay.
recording. Who's playing?
Okay, we got the Loins
The Loins.
at the Ravens.
All right. Well, we got
What you got?
some birds of prey. We're going against
The cats of
hunters,
prey.
the cats of
Yeah.
prey, the king of the jungle, the king of the world. Man, in Baltimore, I'm going to take the Ravens. Stafford's a little bit banged up with his ankle, not being able to move around. As Stafford's like Romo; he likes to move around and throw the ball. But I'm gonna take Baltimore.
All right, as long as Stafford's arm ain't broke, he will take care of that Ravens defense, I do believe. It's time for the Lions to step up and show who they are. So, Lions.
No, that Cowboys fan, we compare a running quarterback to Romo.
No.
Well, not a running
Ravens.
quarterback, but he does his thing back there, and he fucking gets out of shit and he throws a touchdown.
I'm going Ravens.
Ravens. All right, so we got
All right.
two birds. I picked the Lions or the Ravens. I went Ravens. I went Ravens.
You went Ravens. I picked the Loins. All right, we got the men of prey, the Vikings, against the birds of prey, the Falcons.
The Falcons.
At the Falcons. by the way.
In the Georgia Dome. Vikings.
The new Georgia
The
Dome.
new Georgia Dome. The Mercedes-Benz something Arthur Blank Dome.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Vikings having a very under the radar. Not many teams can say they're 9-2 and under the radar. No one talking about them, but you know who can? The Vikings. I am taking the Vikings. Atlanta drops out of the wild card. Seattle gets into it. You see, there's some foreshadowing.
We got foreshadowing. Oh, yeah. Big word.
Vikings.
Go ahead, champ.
Yeah, I'm going Vikings on this one, man. I think they're going to take it to them. I'm going Vikings.
I'm going the birds of prey. They will not beat the Falcons in the new Georgia Mercedes-Benz drive your car van Volkswagen bus dome. Falcons will win. All right, we got the swashbucklers at the men who pack meat. That'd be the Buccaneers at the Packers.
So you're a fudge packer.
Fudge Packers. All right, champ. What you got, champ?
I'm going Packers on this one, man. The Buccaneers are just, I feel like they're depleted at the moment. I don't know if James is playing or not.
I don't think he is.
Jameis is coming back.
He is coming
back. Is he? Man, are you up on things?
All right. Well, I'm still going Packers, man. I think
I'm up
Philly's
already.
back there getting really comfortable. So I think it might be a good game for him. So I'm going Packs.
Yeah, man. Brett Hundley looked really good last week against the Steelers, but the Steelers always play to a level of competition, much like Carolina basketball does.
Yeah, right there.
And I don't see Tampa Bay going up to Green Bay at this time of year and beating them. Well, the weather might be. I don't know what the weather's like.
I think it's going to be a little cold because the cold front's coming down, so they'll hit it.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go Packers.
Not the frozen stuff, but I'm sure it'll be chilly. I'm going to go Packers too. I just can't see the Bucs winning up there, and they're just not very good right now. So
we're
Packers
all
will win.
We're all
fudge Packers.
But yeah, the men packing meat. Yep.
Super Pauls.
All right, we got the Texans at the Titans.
Texans at the Titans.
Yep. Who's going?
Yeah,
You going? Go.
I don't want the Titans to win, but they probably will. So Titans.
I'll go next there, D-Bell champ. I'm gonna take the Texans. They're just gonna win. The Titans are gonna be folding up camp here shortly. But who knows? But I'm going Texans.
I'm gonna go Texans also, man. I just don't. Oh no! I'm getting my T's mixed up.
Oh, T for Texas.
I'm gonna go Titans here. I think they got a more complete team. Obviously, they got their starting quarterback playing
Mariota.
Yeah, contrary to Deshaun Watson, it'd be a lot different story if he was playing. But I'm gonna go Tennessee.
All right, we got the Colts at the Jaguars.
Who are you taking, man? Who you taking your boys this week?
I'm going my boys this week, man. My upset of the week. Upset of the week. Jags. We're gonna get pressure on my boy. What's his name?
Bortles. Yeah.
Pressure on my boy Bortles. Force a couple turnovers. My boy Brissett's gonna have a great game. T.Y. Hilton all the way. Colts.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past the Colts to make a game of it. But I think the Jags defense is just too good. And we'll shut Brissett down, and T.Y. Hilton, his hotel will be full up. There'll be no occupants. And they won't get it done, Jaguars.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Saxonville. Most sacks in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken, for a team. Also, though, there's a division game. Both teams know each other very well. Would not be surprised if the Colts hang around and steal a game from them. Yeah. So I'm not going to say it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be closer than what it probably should be. But it is a divisional game. Everybody knows each other. But I am taking the Jacksonville Jaguars and Blake Bortles himself.
Yeah, Saxonville.
And that's profiling, and profiling is wrong.
Yeah, man. All right, we got the Browns, which could be profiled as a actual team, but
probably not.
Against the Chargers, which last game was on Thanksgiving there, so they've had some rest. I think the Browns have had rest since September, but anyway, that's a different story. Let me say something. I really would like to see the Browns be a good team. It would be really good for the NFL. So I'm just putting my 2 cents in. All right, go.
2 cents.
Eli will be playing for the Browns next year, man.
Maybe.
Peyton be in the front office.
Man, look at that breaking story.
Who are you taking? You take the Chargers or do you take the Browns?
I'm going Chargers.
Yeah.
What do you take?
Eli ain't there yet.
Do you take his pick?
I'm taking the Chargers.
You know what? Chargers are on a roll. Philip Rivers is playing lights out.
Oh, smoking, bro.
He killed the Dallas Cowboys last year.
Yeah, he was doing what Drew Brees did earlier in the year.
Yeah, ruined my Thanksgiving, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Because you know what? The Browns are going to ruin their winning streak. The Browns upset of the week. Lock it in.
Oh, man.
Josh Gordon is back, and he's on fire because he is rolling, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he's rolling. All right.
And we're going Browns, baby. And if the Browns do not win, then they just don't win.
Very good. I wouldn't no bothering with you.
No bets on that one,
Yep.
but I'm still going to take them. Browns almost did it again. Browns win.
Awesome.
I'm going to lose this game.
Probably bad.
How many games?
All right, we got the Rams at the Cardinals. Champ.
He's so used to
champ. Yeah,
he is so used to me being champ. You don't even respond to when people call him. So let the real champ answer his call. I am taking my boy, goddamn Jared Goff, and the L.A. Rams.
Over here.
But it's going to be right here come this week.
I'll go Rams. R-A-M-S. Rams.
Rams. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Rams. They're rolling right along and playing good. LA still don't care, but
well, you know the Rose Bowl fits like 100 and something thousand people.
Yeah, but they still won't come out.
Exactly. But
so anyway, that's another story for a different day.
That's maybe next week.
Yep.
Maybe next week. Go Rams.
All right, we got the G-Men at the Raiders.
All right, story of the week in the NFL. Eli is getting benched.
Wrongly benched.
For Geno Smith and Davis Webb. Or something. Webb Davis. I don't even know his last name. Golly, but there are reports out that the Raiders in the locker room are going absolutely crazy. Heard a report on the radio coming back from work, Sirius NFL network, that said that some people in the locker room, including the offense line, are kind of refusing to block for Derek Carr, which is kind of weird because Derek Carr seems to be a good guy. But I'm gonna take Derek Carr and win over Geno Smith and the Giants.
Yep, I'm definitely not taking the Giants for sure. I'm taking the Raiders. I don't know about all that locker room stuff.
Yes, that's what I heard.
Yes, I just heard it here too. They better block for him.
They're second.
They want to get
They're
paid.
going to get fired.
Or first.
Yeah. Hey, they fire you in NFL just like any other job. You don't do your job, you're out of there.
Yeah, that's Ray Rice.
Giants. I don't think Geno is no savior. I'm going Raiders on this one. So.
But that's not really. I don't dislike Geno Smith. I like Geno Smith, but he was better off with the Jets, not taking over for Eli.
Yeah, he's not a young college guy coming out and trying to prove himself. Everybody knows what he did.
So we're all taking the Raiders, and we're all mad at you New York football.
Yeah, we're even Cowboy fans and feel sorry for Eli.
Poor Eli.
Poor Eli. And a Colt fan over here.
Yeah, and he actually, he said he don't. There's 2 more left.
All right, we got the Carolina Panthers at the New Orleans Saints. This is a
go ahead.
Big game.
Go ahead over there, FC false champ.
Let's see here. I don't know, man. I think this is going to be a really good game. Saints have a really good defense. Panthers have a really good defense. Both quarterbacks are very good, obviously. But I think that the Saints have a little bit more complete package.
They're a little bit.
At this time of the year. So I'm going to go Saints on this one.
You want the Saints,
Yeah,
all right? I'm gonna take the Panthers. I know they're playing down in New Orleans, but I just think the Panthers will win. It's gonna be a tough game, though. Like I said, both defenses are pretty good, so it'll probably be a lot of a low-scoring defensive affair there, I believe. And I say the winner pulls it out at the end with a field goal. Probably win by 3.
So good. Yes. Kicks field goal to win the game for Panthers.
Yes.
Not GNU. All right, everybody. Let's take time right here. Let's take it time.
No, taking time.
You see this shirt. You see the shirt, Superman, right? You see the pop figure here, Cam Newton. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something about Cam Newton. He always plays good in New Orleans, in the dome, when the lights are on. Remember a couple years ago they got into a big old fight because he was dibbing, he was dabbing, he was Supermaning, and he's going to do it again this week. 31 to mother trickin' 17 over Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints.
Damn, you heard it here first.
And he's going to be doing that a lot, and they're going to be mad.
Snapchat for reaction when they lose.
Snapchat.
Instagram.
Still
Snap face.
T. Williams 17 or something like that. I am
Instant face.
Nello face night or still. I don't even know my Snapchat.
I do some.
I don't know. Just look me up.
I do some instant faces.
Instant faces. John Cena. You can't even see me.
Yeah, I'm invisible right here. Invisible.
Frodo Baggins. Magic. Now you see me?
No, you don't.
No, you don't. All right.
All right, we got the Philadelphia Eagles, or better known as the Wentz Wagon. Got a belt over here, too. And against the old Russell Wilson and the old Seahawks there.
Sunday night.
This is the Sunday night game at 8:30 NBC.
NBC. Okay. We all remember a couple picks ago I said a little bit of foreshadowing. That's like a $2 word. Not quite a $3 word or $5 word, but it is a $2 word. Seahawks 27-24.
Picking the Seahawks, man. That's something else. I am going to, as much as I'd like to see both of these teams lose.
God, I wish they could tie.
Tie would be good. I'm going to take the Eagles because they'll probably win. But the 12th man out there in Seattle always makes a difference. And fans are pretty good when it comes to
Russell Wilson is the luckiest son of a gun.
He gets out of everything. Oh, Lord, I don't even want to talk about that.
His wife is Sierra.
But I'm taking the Eagles. Champ?
Eagles.
Enough said, I guess. Right?
Another one.
Man, a few words. Man, a few belts after this week.
He's got one, though.
How many you got?
Football. Here we go. Monday Night Football. We got the Steelers from Pittsburgh against the Bengals of Cincinnati. I want to say Seattle. Cincinnati.
Who you got there, commentary face?
I got, I'm going to go with the Steelers, but I can see the Bengals winning this thing. They're a big rival. Burfict could probably get thrown out of the game. But
that's a lot.
But I say the Steelers will win the game. Champ?
I'm going Steelers in this one, man. I think they're going to just be a little bit too much for that defense.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
A little bit smaller.
They're on the roll right now. So I don't see them slowing down. Juju Smith-Schuster, I think, will be back this week. Maybe. I don't know.
He's playing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm the latest on that.
They have enough weapons. Antonio Brown, Martavis.
Yeah, they are just
Brown,
unbelievable. Steelers.
All right, what's your score?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go Steelers 31. Bengals 17.
I'm gonna go 27 Steelers, 21 Bengals.
Got you. All right. So previously we talked about I cannot remember the team that played. Who was I talking about? They played to a level of competition. Well, either way, the Pittsburgh Steelers do it every single week. They play to a level of competition. And this is the week it bites them in the butt. Bengals 28, Steelers 27.
Point.
What?
No.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. 28-27. Why not? So there you go. I got the Bengals. They got the Steelers. And that wraps up Week 13, right? Week 13. We only have 4 weeks left, including this week in the regular season of football.
It was just week 1.
It was just week 1 in September when it was
ago.
90 degrees outside feeling good. Now it's December and like 70 degrees of feeling outside here in North Carolina. But anyway, remember,
I like it.
Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the page. And also leave your picks at the bottom. Let's see how you do compared to us. And you'll see the belt around the waist of the rightful champion, myself, next week.
Maybe I'll wear that belt. Cul-de-sac.
Stay at home. Well, either way, there you go. I hope you all had a good time. We enjoyed it. And we'll see you next week on Weekly Picks.
Ow, wow, wow, wow.
Peace, chicken grease.
This is
Okay, I'm G like that. Boy, you G like that. That's OG in your pack. You know I keep that sack. You know I kill them tracks. You know I'm about that stack. And it ain't about where you from, boy, it's where you at. You see I'm G like that. Man, you G like that, that's OG in your pack. You know I keep that sack, you know I kill these tracks. You know I'm about that stack. And it ain't about where you from, boys, where you at, yeah. Okay, I wake up in the morning and I ask myself, look, is life too crazy? Should I ask for help or should I give up now? Or should I hold my breath and dive in it? Gotta risk it for the biscuit. Remember when I used to eat shredded cheese and Triscuits? Now I'm eating chips with these bitches, getting my dick licked. Told you it happened, go on scratch it off the bucket list. I'm sky high, like the trees come from Mount Everest. Tried to tell them boys the bar is heaven sent. Plus I'm killing every track I'm on, here is the evidence. Never hesitant, I'm quick to make myself relevant. Beating down your block, I'm just disturbing the residents. Cruising in the classic, getting to the money, gotta have it. I'm shining, got the glow, now who's the master? Told you from the womb to the tomb, I be killing it. Play me in any crowd or any room, bet they feeling it. Cause you know I'm G like that. Boy, you G like that, that's OG in your pack. You know I keep that sack, you know I kill them tracks. You know I'm about that stack. And it ain't about where you're from, boy, it's where you at. You see I'm G like that. Man, you G like that, that's OG in your pack. You know I keep that sack, you know I kill these tracks. You know I'm about that stack. And it ain't about where you're from, boys, where you at, yeah. Woke up, rolled a blunt, rap laced with acid. Birthday suit, stupid, relaxing in the hammock. The bed is static, you want it? Let's get it crackin'. Half asleep, still bite your head off in savage fashion. I'm the nicest one, ballin' Jerry Rice and Dot. Doper than the rising sun, kind as bud, high as fuck. I'm the one, Keanu Reeves, monster like you wanna be. Muhammad Ali, I'm a beast in my prime, knocking teeth. Promise y'all cannot compete while I'm on the beat. Me and partner G smoke a lot of marijuana trees. I have a Newton, a Tove, a frog to conjure me. A 7 Nation army couldn't conquer me. Boy, you G like that. Yeah, I'm G like that. Boy, you G like that. You know I'm G like that. Okay, I'm G like that. Boy, you G like that, that's OG in your pack. You know I keep that sack, you know I kill them tracks. You know I'm about that stack. And it ain't about where you're from, boy, it's where you at. You see I'm G like that. Man, you G like that, that's OG in your pack. You know I keep that sack, you know I kill these tracks. You know I'm about that stack. And it ain't about where you're from, boy, it's where you at, yeah.